Hello, and welcome to Fernando's Amazing Podcast. I'm your host, Fernando, and this is my manager, collaborator, bodyguard, and overall second banana, Gooseman.
Hi.
So, we're up to episode 3. My tongue's relaxed, and I'm ready to talk.
Let me ask you this, Fernando. When we were thinking of names, we were going to call it the Fernan Show for a while, and I'm glad we didn't, because that name sucks. When you came up with the name Fernando's Amazing Podcast, were you aware that the acronym for that name is FAP, or FAP?
I was not. It's a coincidence.
It's quite a scary one, considering much of what we've discussed.
I consider it an omen. Fortune will smile upon us again, but only if we stay true to ourselves.
That's some nice vanilla millennial speak there. Should we also never give up on our dreams?
I like the sound of that. I know you're making fun of me.
I interpret your words as meaning we should keep talking about jizz.
Yeah, well, if we didn't, people would stop listening. In a way, we've set a trap for ourselves.
A jizz prison, if you will.
For now, I am content within these boundaries. If I could make a prediction, though, I'm willing to bet someone's going to ask me some yogurt and goat-related questions in the Q&A section.
Well, no spoilers. So, Fernando, we've got a new music video out for the Milk song.
New music video? Can we call it that? Should we?
I think it is technically a music video.
Not much of it is new.
Yeah, it's a bit half-assed. We had to mostly use existing footage because of our circumstances.
It's downright crummy.
We're two broke guys on a boat, but we're still doing it. We're still hustling. We're paying the guy who did it with exposure.
Oh, really? So that's what we do now?
Yeah, that's us. Look, it's a song about milk. It promises milk, and quite frankly, it delivers.
There is plenty of milk.
There's so much milk.
Milk's not very clickable. Who's gonna click on a song about milk?
Well, not many people so far. Hey, if you want clickable, the new song about you perving on chicks at the beach is gonna get the clicks if we title it right.
What should we call it?
I was thinking Broke Fernando perving on women at the beach song.
That sucks.
Okay, well, I'm trying here. Suggestions welcome. Oh no, he's back.
Hey, buddy.
I think he wants your chips. No, don't feed him!
They're my chips to give.
No wonder he won't go away. Fuck off, Darrow Bird. We're podcasting here.
Hey, he's my friend.
He's a loser. Get better friends.
Let's move on to our first segment.
Good idea.
We got so many good lyric suggestions.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks everyone who wrote something. Here's the perverted beach song we made with your suggestions.
I'm at the beach, I'm looking at the honeys. My only wish is that I had some money. Strutting by with a pelvic thrust, I peer at you all with craven lust. My pockets are empty but my britches are tight. My ripened buttocks are a sailor's delight. The sun is shining hot and heavy, tanning my buns unshaved and sweaty.
Unshaved and sweaty.
Sexy as fuck, but I'm dirt poor. A dick so long it scrapes the sea floor. Luscious waves crash against the shore. My shaft hardens like a scab on the saw. Glistening arses like ripe peaches, sucking their cheeks like a crowd of leeches. I lost my wallet along with my pants. I had to ditch them to lose the ant.
Pursued by ants.
I pack myself into my little pink thong. It's hard to do because I'm thick and long. The chill of the water makes my nipples erect, yearning for pleasures that I won't regret. Under the sun in the sweltering heat, I'll make you move to my frenzied beat. Take my bait like a rainbow trout. Take the next 5 years just to get the sand out.
Won't get the sand out.
Oh, what's that? A large torpedo? Oh, never mind, I'm just in a speedo. Why not celebrate the sun with zest by licking this ice cream off my chest? Yogurt is my choice of lotion. Smear it all over with seductive motion. Inhale my musk, won't you please? Fernando's thrust is all you need.
Whoa.
That turned out really well, I think. My part, anyway.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. At least you put more effort into it than your section in the Milk song.
Hey, this is what our fans expect from me. I'm just giving them what they want.
They should expect more. You're really phoning it in.
I think it's endearing.
Of course you do. Listen, this is where we come up with lines for the next song. I think you should sing one.
Yeah, well, you think a lot of things.
Well, I'm not doing it. It's your turn.
You really put me on the spot here.
It can be pretty minimal. Just add some piano afterwards. I'm waiting.
Okay, how about this? This one comes from my heart. I'm not telling any more jokes. We are out of preserved artichokes.
Ugh, I hope it stays that way. How can you stomach those things?
With great delight. I thought they were your favorite.
Oh, well, you couldn't be more wrong, buddy.
Well, that's our new song.
Oh, right. Please leave suggestions for Gooseman's shitty artichoke song in the comment section.
Alright, it's question time. The first one is from Kevin. Fernando, considering your passion for moancore and the sound of moaning, have you ever considered doing ASMR as a gig?
What's ASMR? It sounds kinky.
Oh, it is. Hot women whisper and touch their combs and fondle their beads at you.
Is there hot guy ASMR?
If there is, I haven't searched for it. Druppel has a question for me. Can I have Fernando's spreadsheet so I can play as him?
Please don't give my spreadsheet to anyone.
Okay, first of all, it's not a spreadsheet, it's a character sheet. And don't worry, it's for my eyes only.
If I knew someone out there had my stats, I wouldn't be comfortable. It'd be like a piece of my soul was floating around outside of my control.
It's really not like that, but don't worry, it's fine. This is from John Nemo, and it's not so much a question, but a very honourable suggestion. I wouldn't throw the walrus pit in the middle of the city idea out of the window just yet. Just think about it. You could rent the pit to all the criminal elements in the city and make huge profits as underground walrus managers.
Yeah, fuck you for bringing this up again.
Hey, I just think it's worth considering.
It doesn't even make sense. What would a criminal want with a walrus pit? It's good, wholesome fun.
Oh, Fernando, your naivete has always sickened but intrigued me. Soderbergh asks, Fernando, I work in Downing Street for the UK government and would like to extend an invitation from Queen Elizabeth II for a state visit. Her Majesty has promised to lay out a feast of all the British flavoured yogurt, the fine island nation of Great Britain, in your honour. Would you accept this royal invitation?
Sure, why not?
We cordially accept this invitation, but I'm a little dubious about its authenticity since it came in the form of a comment from YouTube. Send us an invoice so we know you're for real.
Or at least a fancy card in the mail.
Yeah, that'd be enough. Also, you have to pay for the airfare. This is another statement rather than a question, but I feel obliged to tell you this from WizKid. Tell Fernando that women listen to his songs too. Don't damage that man's heart any more than you already do, Gooseman.
Thank you, WizKid. This is balm for my soul.
Hinderman100 says, I have a question for both of you. If your minds switched with each other's bodies for 7 days and nights, what would you do?
I'd carry on as usual, but I guess less people would desire me. It might be refreshing.
I ought to be insulted by that, but I can't deny it. In fact, if I was you for a while, I'd use my temporary charms to, I might not have to use subterfuge and other less seemly forms of manipulation for a change.
You should keep that sort of thing to yourself.
Hey, this is a tell-all podcast. No holding back, no edits. Ace Gaming LP says, Dearest Fernando, our goat stock is still in peril. We have tried many types of yogurt to try and seal the demonic man octopus chipmunk. However, our men return with suction marks, small bite marks, and...
Stop! This again? Just real questions, please.
Let me just condense this because it's quite long. Ace Gaming LPs claims to know a man-whore named Charlie, who sent them a moist towelette which says, coarse and briny like the sea, you'll only get one answer from me. Mention my name on the show and you'll get the answer from Fernando. There's lots of O's.
Hey look, I've known people called Charlie, but I mean, call the cops or hire some mercenaries or something. I'm not in a position to help you.
This is from Long Dong McIroncock.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. Fernando, you seem like a hairy fellow. When you wipe, is it like pulling peanut butter out of a shag carpet?
That's just puerile. Well, I'm like any other adult male. Sometimes, if I have an accident, I just hop in the shower to wipe the slate clean.
Whoa, okay. I didn't expect you to answer that straight, and I'm sorry you did.
Hey, this is straight dope right here. If you want the lowdown, come to Fernando.
This is from Fire and Wolf, and it's for us both. Dear Fernando, dear Mr. Gooseman, what are your favourite songs to sing at karaoke?
Anything by Salt and Pepper. Ah, Push It. Oh, that cowbell, man.
Barbie Girl.
Oh yeah. Pray you never witness the spectacle of this man singing Barbie Girl.
They should be so lucky. This is from Morgan Drogeny. Gooseman, do you have a life insurance policy taken out on Fernando? And if so, have you ever considered some kind of goat or squid related accident? I know a guy.
This is an outrage. Just try it, you.
Relax, there's no policy. I don't believe in insurance. It's a scam. This question is for you from Sandy Bad Mollers Gonzalez. If you were presented with 5 gallons of yogurt, but the person who was giving it to you said a dead and rotting rat was hidden within the yogurt, would you still eat it?
Depends how hungry I was. If I was truly ravenous, I'd skim some yogurt off the top. If it was added after the rat, it should be safe.
But the person just says there's a rat. There could be no rat.
But there could be. So only the top is safe. But then, I wouldn't eat yogurt coming from anyone who would soil nice yogurt with a dead rat. I would fundamentally loathe and distrust this person. Okay, I changed my answer. I grab the person by the hair and dunk their head in the yogurt.
Wow, okay. Maybe we could roleplay this.
If I fail the roll, I'll just tip the barrel over and run away. Whatever.
This question comes from Normal Pills. My mum doesn't know it, but I've developed a strange fetish for goats.
Hold it.
No, listen to it all. I've been buying yogurt every week with my paycheck. I've ate over 30k calories of yogurt in the past few weeks. Can someone please help me?
This is a cry for help. Are you sure we should be giving advice to people like this?
Well, it should be obvious we're not mental health professionals.
Maybe he should tell his mother.
No, that's terrible advice. What's wrong with you? Hey mum, I'm attracted to goats.
Well, she might be too. Or maybe she can tell him something about his dad he doesn't already know. Sometimes kinks are genetic.
Just to be clear, this kink is illegal in most of the world. We're not telling anyone to,
Aren't we though?
Well, I'm not. And you're not either. This guy's beyond help.
Yeah, that's it for you. You're done. No, not really. Just see a shrink. Keep eating the yogurt though. It's good for you.
King Kamina with one for me. Dear Gooseman, I have sold all my Essence of Manwhore fragrances and need more. The addicts won't be fooled by my fake fragrance for long, which is just urine, cockroach juice, watered down strawberry jam and acid. Do you have any more bottles left in your warehouse? Or do I have to close shop immediately before the addicts destroy my hideout?
This guy's having a laugh.
Yeah, he's trolling us, but I included this question because I know we're being monitored by the Consumer Safety Association. So I want to make it clear, we are following your corrupt directive. We handed all of our stock over to the authorities. We're not selling it to anyone now or in the future. This is from Degeners. Dear Fernando, do you have any tips on seducing my neighbor's goat? I've tried oiling myself up and slithering into her enclosure, but she just kicked my teeth in. Any advice?
I'd say take a hint. Not all love is meant to be requited.
And again, goat loving is illegal, and it happens to be a law I agree with.
It's not always so black and white. There are certain situations when you...
No, silence! This question comes from Hawkos of Donso. To Fernando, legend has it you inherited the broadsword of the man-whore from your family before vanquishing that goat demon. A sword enabling one to increase junk size, cure any sexually transmittable infection, and slay evil creatures. If you inherited the sword, why can't Man-whore Industries start capitalizing off its magical powers?
This gentleman must have some kind of connection to my sect, or he wouldn't know of this. But in fact it's not a sword, but a spear, and it doesn't have any of those powers. I have hidden it securely, but I am loath to wield it, because inside dwells one of my most powerful ancestors. It is not a benevolent spirit. One time I crept into my father's study and caressed the shaft.
As you do.
Well, I was a curious lad. As soon as I touched it, I felt a malevolent stirring. I had caught it unawares, and I snatched my hand away just as I felt my ancestor reaching towards me. I won't be touching it again in a hurry.
Just so we're clear, there's no way we could utilize this item. I'm sure we could think of a use for it.
Oh, no. If I ever have offspring, this will be for them and no one else. I've often thought of destroying it.
Yeah, fair enough. This question comes from Old Cheese. Fernando, is there anything that can take you from hard to flaccid quicker than you can slug down a pint of yogurt? For me, it's cold cuts that have been left out long enough to be tepid.
Well, plenty of things can kill a boner, too numerous to count. With strong focus, you can overcome most obstacles.
Fernando could show someone a good time inside a ring of lava.
Yes, I could, but there are some things that are very hard to guard against.
Name one.
Well, if I'm getting hard and someone says the word prolapse, or even worse, shows me a graphic photo of a prolapse, that will kill my boner. It's my least favorite word.
Prolapse, eh?
Ugh.
So this has happened to you at some point?
I was on my own at the time, if you know what I mean.
Click something you shouldn't have, huh? This comes from Dominic Marino, and it's for both of us. Have you ever considered creating a dating simulator game starring yourselves and your friends? I think it would be very popular.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, is there any money in it?
I don't know. If it's like Pac-Man, that'd be great. I love Pac-Man.
Let me just put this one under my hat. Meme Machine asks, Gooseman, how hard is it to smuggle a semi filled with walruses through Czechoslovakia?
Does this guy have a client for the walruses?
I assume so. You wouldn't just turn up in a new place with a van full of walruses. Do customs officials in Europe inspect the backs of vans? They're pretty easygoing in my experience.
You'd need to mask the stench. That's the big one. But I mean, again, these are noble beasts. You shouldn't traffic in them. Just leave them on the shore.
Meatwad811 wants to know, what is the longest man moan by Fernando? By a straight male in Kansas.
Longest recorded moan. How about we set the record right now?
Okay, I'll just go to my happy place for a while.
You won't edit this out, will you?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Oh.
This question for you comes from Doomblades. Have you ever considered bottling your sweat and marketing it as a hot new fragrance for both men and women?
Who would buy that?
Weirdos, I guess. But I doubt you'd get that past the Consumer Safety Association. They are the enemies of small business. Plasma Man 2 has one for us both. If you could, which of the world's most evil men would you like to meet, alive or dead?
I don't know. I'd like to meet Stalin. Maybe slap some sense into him.
What are you talking about? Stalin did nothing wrong.
Oh, you're one of those freaks. No more politics.
Here's an interesting one from Captain Zoog. What is your fantasy death?
Heart attack while making love, or locked in battle with a worthy foe. Either would be satisfactory. How about you?
I'd like to die while sedated during a routine procedure.
What? Why?
Think about it. No knowledge of impending death, no stress, no panic. I mean, your answers were good too. They're a distant second and third for me. This is for me, from Nasalo Aida. Dear Gooseman, what is your favorite supercontinent? I am willing to guess Fernando is in favor of Pangaea, but I have always felt it was overrated. I hope you answer, as it's been on my mind for months now, and your new podcast is exactly the platform for you two to wade into the heated public debate.
Oh shit. Now he's done it.
Next he'll want to know whether we consider Pluto a planet. Then it will really be on.
Yeah, look, I don't know why you'd think I'd know anything about ancient geography, but bigger is not always better, and sea journeys can be refreshing.
Okay, that's good enough. This comes from Random Assault Podcast. Geez, what was up Fernando's ass this episode to make him so snippy? No, seriously, can I buy it in a store? I guess he's referring to your snippiness last episode.
I was miffed because I'm broke and living on this dilapidated boat.
There was a time when owning a trawler was all you talked about. I made that happen.
True enough, but you know how you fixate on some things and then you get them and realize it's not all that. I mean, we're living here because we have nowhere else to go, not because it's exotic and cool to take a holiday on a shitty trawler. Things haven't changed for the better since last week, but I guess I've adjusted.
Well, that's something. This question for both of us comes from Xylophenko. Which of them would you describe as your golden decade when everything was the best for you? Let's go together. 1, 2, 3, 80s. Yep, honorable mention the 20s.
Why's that?
Obviously I wasn't alive, but many of the greatest scams were in their nascent state in the 20s. It was a great time to be a con man. I don't know, I like The Great Gatsby.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
For fuck's sake. It's a book. This is from Maryland Serpa. Why can't my generation listen to real music like moancore?
That's a damned good question. Young people suck.
How do you know Maryland Serpa is young? He or she could be 65.
Well, boomers suck even harder, but they can't use computers anyway.
So they're like you then. Ye Old Ragnarus asks, so I am a vegan and would like to know if you have any plant-based alternative for shark oil, since I could really need that sweet sheen on my beard. Also, I don't like olives, so olive oil is out of the question.
I can't imagine a diet that didn't exploit dull-witted beasts.
That's not very helpful.
Give me a moment. Nope, I'm dry. All the best stuff is based on some kind of aquatic creature oil.
There's got to be some kind of oily plant that would do the job.
Keep dreaming, buddy.
Big Tasty 67 asks, you say you don't like to stay on Pleasure Island for too long, but aren't you two in charge of the place now? I heard that you had staged a coup or something.
Man, being president was pretty great. I got to eat so many crabs.
I know, oh my gosh. But no, after a while we went back to the mainland to get back to work. At least I did, and Fernando tagged along so he could loaf in a new location.
Yeah, whatever.
I heard Vera the eye patch lady staged a coup while we were gone. If we went back there now, we'd probably have to rough it in the jungle.
Or we'd be executed.
Pfft, sure.
Well, we're the former Supremos. If they don't kill us, they could lock us in a cell and put our eyes out.
We're not Byzantine emperors. And Randy's the police commissioner. She'd side with us.
I'm not so sure.
Let's move on. Who's ready to roleplay?
Yay.
Come on, you love it. We have a scenario suggestion which comes from Goober Geiger. You find yourself atop a 30-story high building, facing one of your most foul of enemies. A man in a banana costume who wants to steal your man musk away forever. The area of the roof is small, making the encounter very uncomfortable. What do you do?
Okay, well, how is this guy gonna steal my musk?
He has a device. It's got spikes and tubes on it. It looks painful. He's edging towards you.
I'm gonna try to talk this out. Hey there, what's his name?
It's Gladys.
Hi, Gladys. We have long been enemies, apparently. You are my greatest foe.
Gladys says, yes, this time you're mine, Fernando. I will finally possess your musk.
Why do you want my musk?
Gladys says, I will combine your musk with the advanced chemical knowledge of my autistic sons to create the ultimate perfume.
This guy's a dweeb. I'm gonna seduce the hell out of him.
Great, roll the 20-sided dice. 19. You deftly step inside his guard and put your face up to his. He is startled and unable to look away from your smoldering gaze. What do you say?
Why take my musk by force? I'll envelop you right here and now.
Well, as I said last time, you have +9 charisma with men. Your offer is irresistible. Gladys is swept off his feet and carried away in a slipstream of your musk. You seize each other and violently kiss, etc., etc. You peel the bottom part of his banana suit away from his body, and you start banging right there on the cramped rooftop.
Yes.
He says, oh, this is so good. I feel like you're piercing my diaphragm.
I think you're enjoying this too much.
Really, that's what you want to say to this man mid-coitus? Hey buddy, hold up a minute. You're enjoying this too much.
No, that's what I'm saying to you.
Well, one of us should enjoy this. He continues. Oh, Fernando, you beast. You're slicing through me like butter.
Come on, no one talks dirty like that.
Oh, Fernando, you're stirring me like jelly crystals in water.
This is just silly.
Oh, Fernando, keep going, you beast. I feel like I'm going to prolapse.
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, roll a constitution check.
I can't believe you said that. I confided to you.
Just do it.
What's a constitution?
It's your overall physical resilience. I've rated you as 15 because you seem to be able to eat expired food with no repercussions.
So if I fail this roll, what happens?
Well, you go soft. 5. Oh dear.
Fuck this.
You gamely thrust on for a bit, but it soon becomes obvious what's happened.
Listen, Gladys, I'm really sorry, but you said the word prolapse, and it called to mind all sorts of mental images I saw online one time.
Roll a charisma check. 12. Gladys listens skeptically and seems to begrudgingly accept your explanation. He's pretty disappointed, but he understands you're just a frail human who is not equal to the fury of his tongue lashing. He says, well, that's a real shame.
Oh, this is horrible. But this wouldn't happen in real life. No one has ever dropped the P-bomb during sex.
Hey, it happens to all of us, especially now you're getting old.
No, it doesn't. No one says that.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, I do, and that's never happened to me either.
Really? Jeez. Well, anyway, you failed to please Gladys, who turns away and reaches for the musk-stealing device. Gladys says, I'll tell you what, grant me a small piece of your musk for this moment that we have shared together. I'll use it to create a limited run of perfume and give you 10% of the profit.
Push Gladys off the building.
Wow, just like that, eh?
Yeah, I have to eliminate the witness. This exchange never happened.
Roll. 16. You do the deed. Gladys can't defend against this because you rolled high and he has completely lowered his guard. He shrieks and manages to briefly lock eyes with you before the side of the building conceals his plummeting banana-clad figure. Indescribable anguish and betrayal are etched in his eyes. After a time, you hear a wet splat and screams from the pedestrians below. And scene.
I don't feel like the victim.
Nobody won here today. Any closing thoughts?
I encourage all of my listeners to do as I have done and roll the dice in the game of life.
That's one of those statements that seems profound but doesn't mean a great deal.
I'm saying take risks, challenge your friends, seduce your enemies.
Okay, want to take us out?
Thanks for listening, friends.
Oh look, Darrow's back, and he's here to shit all over our slick podcast.
Hey Darrow, here, have a chip. Now be quiet, we're almost done. Suggest some lyrics for Gooseman's artichoke song in the comments, and leave a question for us to answer, or even a roleplay scenario suggestion.
Unless a lot of time has elapsed and subsequent episodes have appeared. Fuck off! In which case, you're too late.
Until next time.
Bye.